All right guys, so we're gonna try and pull my crew cab long bed into my garage. Got the tape measure all the way up against the door. I'll have to push this a little bit back to make up for the latch, but it's gonna be close. Right exactly where the end of this tape measure is exactly where my front license plate mount is. I took a wooden stick, put it in front of the bumper on the rear and front, and that's what I measured off of. I measured exactly 21 foot 9 inches. I had to take my vise apart. I'm just really hoping this will fit in here because I really don't want to wait to do the injectors outside, especially in the cold. I don't want to do it. I want to get these injectors taken out so I can ship them off and get my new ones built and heading this way, because it takes a couple weeks for them to do that. But yeah, this is gonna be interesting. So we're gonna go ahead and pop open the garage door. We're gonna start tearing this thing apart. The crew cab long bed fit in the garage. The biggest truck I've ever had in this garage was my 6.7 King Ranch. It was a crew cab regular bed. It fit with a lot of extra room. I mean, I still got a couple, maybe 5 inches on the back, so I might back the truck up just a hair so I have more room in the front. But what I kind of envisioned here was using my workbench as like a place to kneel on. I'll put my pad on it, so that way I can lean over the truck and pull out all the injectors and stuff like that. And I know from watching videos that the driver's side, people take the inner fender out to make it easy. I've never done injectors on a 6.0, so this will be my first time. Whole new learning experience for me. Just gonna take my batteries completely out, make this as much room in here as possible. I did replace these batteries end of last year, so these are fairly new. Okay, there's one battery. Now I need to manage to get over there and get to the next one. Might need to find a step stool because trying to reach up there is gonna get a little old. Okay, let's try to get this guy out of here. All this wiring in my way. Take this crap out. Unplug our math airflow sensor. There we go. Unplug this little guy. There she goes. Got it. Yuck. Well, I got bad news. Took my intercooler pipe off. We've got water in my intercooler. I might honestly pull off this intercooler and check it. Okay, I kind of just did a little quick time lapse of me taking the core support out so we can get access to the intercooler. And just so I don't lose bolts, I always put my bolts right back in where they go, so that way I know exactly what goes where. But I'm probably honestly going to clean this up before I put it back on, just because. I've got the intercooler out. I put it on its side. Look at that. We've got water. It's not as much water as I thought was going to be in here, which is good. I swashed it around a little bit and I didn't hear any water in there swashing like a lot. This one's got 180 some thousand miles on it. I completely cleaned this intercooler the best I could. Took the degas bottle off of that and pulled it back, and it snapped. Snapped right off the Y fitting, so I'm gonna have to order a new Y fitting, so that kind of sucks. So if you guys are doing this, be careful, because all I did is I took it back and I just barely moved it, completely snapped it. It's pretty brittle. We got the first valve cover off. Wasn't terrible to do this side. The driver's side's not bad. The passenger side's going to suck. I need to remove this oil rail so that way we can get access to my injectors. Then we can pull them out and see how they look. I'm letting the oil rail drain here a little bit, trying to avoid getting a lot of oil on my exhaust manifold, which the other side I completely failed at, but this wasn't too bad taking out. There's 2 bolts though that are going to be your hardest, and this is exactly what I had to use to get them out. 1/4 wrench with my T30. It was not fun getting that out, but I did manage to get it out. There wasn't any from underneath that I was able to reach or see. I managed to get all these out from up top. The only time I had to go underneath was for removing the valve cover. So, I mean, that really wasn't too terrible. I definitely will see myself buying a car lift in the future. We're gonna go ahead and remove this, then we'll start pulling our injector harness clips, then we'll poke all of them down, so then we can pull our injectors out. And this one should be the bad one on this side, so I'm excited to see how bad it looks, but we'll see. Just to kind of show you guys why, me personally, I like to put a paper towel under this when you're popping these harnesses off, because these tabs are plastic, and look at that. That would have got into my oil system and clogged up my oil cooler. That would have been a really bad deal. So that is why I try to make sure that I put a paper towel behind the wire, stuff it in there so there's no way, nothing, because it's hard telling when the last time someone's been in here to mess with this stuff. There could be debris sitting up here that's just gonna shoot right down into your head. So that's just something I like to do. And it paid off twice here, because on this back one, there was a lot of dirt that fell as soon as I did that one. I used an 18mm to go around those. Like I said, if someone's been in here before, then chances are you're gonna have some broken tabs. It's very common for these to break, so just be very careful if you're doing that. And if you do have a piece that goes down into your head, make sure you get that thing out before it causes a lot of problems. Got all the injectors out. I didn't really record a whole lot on the passenger side just because it's the same exact process as the driver's side. But so this is injector 1. This was the one that, according to my computer, was failed and not working. I noticed it's missing the screen, but it really doesn't look all that bad compared to the other ones. So maybe my FICM, maybe something was wrong with that. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm trying to see if I can show you guys the other one that was missing a screen. There's another one. So I got 2 of them missing screens on these, on the passenger side. And I wanted to say there was one more that had a damaged screen. There it is. This one, cylinder 4, had a damaged screen. Yeah, we got them all out. I just went back through and shined my flashlight or my phone on my Snapchat so I could zoom in on each little puddle of oil and just kind of make sure there isn't any plastic in it. This is about as far as I can get now, so I'm going to close the hood so no debris from the outside can enter into my engine here. I'm pretty well done messing with the engine for now. I might change my fuel filter. I'm definitely changing the oil before I start it up, because I know this oil is really old and it hasn't been changed for a while. So I don't want to run the risk of having a little bit of water in it or anything like that from sitting.